Hey there folks, and welcome to another 600 PP tryouts. In this tryout I'm doing the R34 Skyline GTR V-Spec 2 Nerd Edition. So here's the parts for this, which I'm just gonna say, no engine upgrades on this one. This thing's already good enough. It just needs better turbos, better mufflers, and other side parts you can think of to make it so crazy. Yep, R34 Skyline. But yeah, for some reason there's not Skyline in the name here. Which it's called Skyline, so yeah. But yep, has the legendary RB26D TT motor, which is an inline 6-cylinder, and just 2,568 cubic centimeters too. It's in at 517 horsepower with 547.2 foot-per-pound torque because of the low RPM turbo. I'm just gonna say, yeah, I mostly just opt for the low anymore, but there's a chance that the high could be better. Just really depends. At the end of the day, you get an excellent car for an excellent race. Or for a tough race, I should say. Yep. Here's the parts you can do to it. But yeah, I just kept the dragger rims because those are so good. Draggers are good. And then you got the Skyline Bayside Blue gun, or in other words, the One Gun Blue. So I don't know if many know, but there is a fact about the Bayside Blue cover. But yeah, anyways, front lip, side skirts, and rear skirt. So I'm about to say this car is so proper, it should have like everything. So look at all these sport types you can put on. So you could have the regular one, you could have a modified of the regular one, or you could have a racer one. It's that crazy. Which, not surprised for a car that costs $400,000. Yeah, roll cage type A. It has back seats. Stuff like that. Which I get it, the Type C and B look even better, but if you have back seats, you might as well just, opt to A. Yeah, headlights. Yeah, I went for the daylight. I do think about doing the super cool ones instead, but they're pretty good. And the license plate, which, if I recall, this is one of the weird ones for the license plate spot. Especially Type A is here. Yeah, it's on the side. Why? If you have a license plate clip, you might as well just use it. It does not need to be on the side. But yeah, you have the option to take the badge off, which I have no idea why we do that. And then, for rotors, I just kept with the reds. I technically don't think I didn't bother changing them at all, but they're pretty good with the reds, anyway. Here's the tune-up, which, yep, didn't really touch much suspension or really much in the differential besides the torque converter. The torque vectoring. Got 35 to 6.5. The 35 front, rear 6.5. And the spoiler is a bit more. Yeah, I try to make sure in this video anymore, I try to point out what I did. Just pause there for a minute. Yeah, the ball's 112, it weighs a bit more. Even though it weighs less than the standard. The standard, I think, weighs like 3,600 or something like that. With the gear of 330, which, yeah, didn't do for testing, it's just that 330 for auto. So I mostly auto transmission first and then probably go for manual tweaks. Yeah, low RPM, and then everything else kind of normal. But yeah, as you can see, just a weight reduction and body rigidity at best. That's kind of all it needs. That's the good part about this car. But yeah, here's the decal. If you ever want the decal of this, I try to make it more homage to basically Wongo racing at the end of the street racing. So here we go for the Skyline R34. But yeah, the Skyline R34, which is the nickname I give it, the Skyline, is an absolute street racer of a car. Which I'm not surprised, because I felt like it was kind of made for that. And considering, like I said, the color is technically can be called Wongon Blue, because this car was probably made in mind for street racing, which I'm kind of surprised, because you wouldn't think you would go for a crime-based kind of racing, but alright, might as well capitalize on it. So, Bayside Blue can be called Wongon Blue. Yeah, so the Skyline is a absolute beast of a car, as its predecessor before, the 8-minute racer and the Godzilla. Cause yeah, I love that one. Yeah, here I go with the rant. Alright, this is not Godzilla. Even if it has the same engine and same chassis, it is not Godzilla. Godzilla is R32. This is R34. This is Skyline. This is the Wongon Racer one. Where the R33 was the Nuremberg one, even though it's kind of funny this has the Nur edition on it. Because this was the last edition they made. Before they went out to do the incredible that is the R35. That thing is a champ. I know a lot of people are going to disagree there, but yeah, the R35, you have to admit, is a champ because it lasts for 15 years, where this lasts for 3 years in comparison. So, yeah, I accidentally bobbed it there, but yeah, I already pulled the base of the best lap for this, which is the 112, which, yep, beats the GTO. I'm not surprised, because I'm just going to say this car's handling is definitely a 4. To me, because this thing turns like no tomorrow, and its acceleration also a 4, because that's where it's gonna be at for this car. This car is just a monster of the streets. So if you see this car, beware of what course you're gonna be on, because I will say speed is gonna be a factor against this car, but that's really about it. And such. But overall, the R34 definitely a childhood memory since Gran Turismo 2. It is what really fixed the Skylines at the end of the day in terms of look wise. This is probably the best looking Skyline to me. Besides the R32. R32 is a bit of a child to me. Where this is an incredible beast. In Fast and Furious case, but yeah, I'm happy one of the cases where Fast and Furious was right about was this car. Because this car is a street racer. Take on basically the 8-minute car. It's R33. Yeah, an absolute beast. But yeah, the best lap's already been pulled. 112. I could not even push it even more after that, because it's not a bad thing. It's just, like, dang it, I already pulled the best lap on the second lap. I'm just gonna waste my freaking time doing the rest. Which, don't worry, I did the rest. It's just a matter of, it just sucks there. Like, that's the best lap immediately. That's just gonna happen. There's a case where you just ring in immediately. But yeah. Skyline R34, basically a champion upon GDM racers and such. Concerning those GT500 racer, many other motorsports. Like this car could be a rally car if it wanted to. Although I do debate on that. But it could literally do it though. Yeah, this could be a rally option in a way. This car. Considering look how good the gauges are and stuff. They knew this car was going to be fast, considering how much of kilometers he put there. That's a gauge. Unlike the other cases where it's like goes up to like 200 at best sometimes. So yeah, the gauges, good. I think it's even got infotainment there in the middle. And don't worry, it's buttons. Same goes. I think it's buttons. Hope it's buttons. No, I wouldn't know, because the biggest problem about the Skyline is its cost. It's it's literally around $400,000. It's almost a $500,000. And really not for a good reason either. Because this car, I'm pretty sure, sold well. So, unlike the NSX and unlike the Supra, out of most of the GTMs, I could have sworn it did, but I could be wrong. Yeah, 149.4. I think it just beat. Did it beat the GTR? I got in par there. It might have gotten par. Let's check our time, shall we? Let's see. Yeah, I basically put these times down, but yeah. But yeah, I fucked up big time right here on this part. So yeah, we'll probably just keep over to the best lap. Yeah. Yeah. Well, just did a better time there. There's a better lap. But yeah, 149.395 on that one. But yeah, it's in between the GTR and D70. Which I thought the G70 was doing super good. I kind of take that back. I guess the Skyline and GTO is still that good. Which I'm not surprised. These cars are champs. They are champs through and throughout. I don't know, what other factual stuff could I say? Because I did list some factual stuff this time around. Because I do need to learn better about doing that. Well, besides its all-wheel drive system, it has the Altezza ETS all-wheel drive, which is not bad. The hood's actually carbon, I will say, because they did that for measurement differences. It does have a brother of a Skyline called the Spec before the NER edition. That had a couple of changes too. But yeah, I recall the Spec being crazy on the speed department, if I recall, in Transmission 6 case. That's why I can't remember that one so well. The only problem, that's a used dealership one. So you don't get the premium comforts. And then the R34, its original unveil was 1999, so this is technically a late 90s car. It really shows. It really shows very much. Yeah, let's see on the best lap here. And it beat the GTO again, which I'm not surprised, because the biggest problem about the GTO, as I said, the steering is a bit less. I'm not surprised the Skyline's going to beat it there. But it only beat it by a smidge though, because that's the bounce track, so surprised. Because the GTO was doing a 149.257 now. So yeah, now on to the speed track, which might be the biggest fault in the Skyline. Well, it's super balanced in the other stuff, which, yeah, the momentum I gave it 4 as well. Its speed is, I would say, a 3. It's kind of basically on par as the opponents of 653, basically. Nothing to really shake at, and nothing that normal. It sits right at that spot, which could be a detriment in this case versus the GTO, if ever a speed track. And such. Yeah, Tokyo Expressway east clockwise. Yeah, if I had to say, yeah, this is technically one of the best all-wheel drives drive in a way, because how well controlled you can control it around. Which is kind of a problem, because it feels so uncontrolled, it's kind of gets loose in some cases. You'll see me just bang up at a wall every now and then because I over-measured it. Because I believe the car is sometimes tight, but sometimes it gets loose. Which is technically a good thing. You kind of want that in a way, but you also kind of want to reassure your brain on that, on the control factor. Yeah, now to pull the time for this one, which I think on the tuning time was actually pretty quick, I recall. Yeah, I think it was like 208.5, so let's see if I can get close to that. Yeah, if you want to know what that's at, it's between the G70 of 207.951 and the Ford GT40 of 208.96 or 0.63. So this hits third place right now. As we speak. Or as I speak. It's pretty dang good, if you say so myself. But not surprised, all-wheel drive. Because I'm not going to be surprised if most of the all-wheel drive are just going to be in the front, because that's just how good all-wheel drive is. It really is that good. If you just want a really good car, you just go get all-wheel drive. Just make sure it's reliability good. Because that's the problem about all-wheel drive, you're having additional parts. This is why FR kind of still exists. But technically, thanks to hybrid technology, that might not be an issue. That might not. I don't know. Maybe I'm overjudging. Because the only problem about hybrid is that you can't charge up the charge you have in a car, so unless it has a plug-in, that's the fun part. And that the hybrid system usually feels like a booster, so person. Yes, the Skyline R34 is quite a good car. And technically the last one to bear the name of the Skyline until the R35. Or, no, I said that wrong. The last one to bear the name of Skyline of R34, because they decided to separate the name Skyline from the R35 for some freaking reason, which I hate that so much, because I prefer it called Skyline than R35. Or GTR at the end of the day, because yeah, it is a monster, but I prefer the name Skyline. Because you just made Skyline an underling at the end of the day. Which they definitely did. So, just to say, there's another 400R, and it's a Skyline. The thing is, we don't have it here because it's an Infinity is the problem. The big problem about it. Yeah, 209.108. This thing had a... I will say that 208.5 was a really good smack on the lap, I will say. I had to like re-understand just in case how to do that lap again, because it was very difficult to get that lap. In my profession. But I believe with this one it was really close, I will say, but it wasn't exactly it, which I'm not surprised. There's gonna be those cases where I pulled this lap on this tune setup, and it's gonna be sometimes quicker than what I could show. But at least I could show a close example, and that's the real goal at the end of the day. Either show a close example or show a better example. That just tells you how much I'm improving in some ways and controls and stuff. Which is what you want to do as a time attacker in a way. Just improve and improve and improve. Just don't think the first instance you do a time attack you're going to be that great, because you need to have the other knowledge in the back of your brain to utilize that. and such. I think how I got to 208.5 is basically I had to close in there. Because I noticed it's a lot quicker if I do that. Okay, here we go up to the straightaway here and see what I actually hit. If I'm sure of it, this could do a 208.5. I literally did with the tune set up back then. But it did 208.609, which is good enough, honestly. Yeah, I did little rubbins there on the wall. Oops. Like I said, I was trying to push it as much as I can to get that lap, but it just did not want to give it to me. But not sure what events it could do. We can basically do the Sunday Cups and stuff. Do the all-wheel drive. Yeah, that's the one fundamental problem. You can do just the all-wheel drive stuff. Japanese, which is fine. It is what it is. And then the race of turbo sports cars, it has a turbo. And then Nissan GTR Cup, because it is a GTR. That's one part. What else can we do? World Touring Cars 600 for sure. So that's the reason I designed it for. And I will say I'm gonna hard check for now on to see if it has dirt tires. So let's see here. I went to the wrong one. There we go. Because yeah, I usually don't buy the dirt tires until I need to. But yeah, you can do dirt events with this. Then I try to figure out what else can you do here. Looks like hypercar, but be careful about that, because they really want you to be 700 pp to not. Basically right around that Aviator, I must say. Yeah, that's all for the regular events. For the tournament events, which I kind of do hope they do more tournament events, but you can do a high-speed ring track day. You took your race parade, or highway parade. I don't know why I checked France. Although there is a relationship there, but no. Asian Oceania Championship. You do the... Can't do that. You could do the 600 pp Touring Car Championship too, which, yeah, probably will ace that like, you know. Now for the fuel. It does 7 laps, but you can do 8 laps if you're leaning it. I just did straight 7 laps, because I might as well say it's crazy if you don't do that. Because you do have to play the ball game with AIs, but yeah. Overall, the R34 GTR Spec 2 Skyline Mirror Edition. Oh god, it's a tongue twister, I will say. But the Skyline at the end of the day is definitely a S tier car. Because it is as fast as the GTO. It is just not as faster, but if it beats both the GTO at the turning and the balance, I consider that a win factor there. This car, which it does. Yeah, just looking at all the other opponents because I usually do this. I usually go back and forth on my opponents. Like who's going to be my acer to deal with for 600 pp? Because sometimes it could be Gallus, sometimes it could be our Kokobun. If I said that right. Probably didn't say that right. And then the other GTR. If that doesn't show you, this will show you. Yeah, overall, the Skyline is a champ. It's kind of a champ in this, which I'm not gonna be surprised. Not the AI actually controls it though, because yeah, I will say how Gran Turismo 7 handles AIs. I do recall this AI the AI who controls the Skyline during custom race, because again, I have plans for that. It don't really drive well sometimes, so what's to say on that. But yeah, that's about wraps things up for me talking about the Skyline at the end of the day, which is, yeah, a very phenomenal car, which not surprised. I mean, it's the same thing as Godzilla, except this is the long gun racer one. It's really the same thing, kind of. Except for some changes here and there and such. Yep, I'll see you guys next time. You guys take care and enjoy the rest of this as I show. Till then, take care.